The question of how quickly another round of fiscal stimulus in the US can be done has been discussed a number of times on this channel and practically everywhere else. And so with the Democrats holding the majority in the Senate and the House, it was expected that Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus plan could go through relatively quickly. But here we are on the first day of February, pinch punch, first day of the month and all of that, no returns. So let's listen to the latest economic briefing at the White House from the end of last week with a very wholesome setting, I must say. And let's see where things currently stand.
Question here with Secretary Yellen and my economic team to discuss the economic consequences of Congress failing to pass our American Rescue Plan. There is an overwhelming consensus among economists, left, right, and center, that this is a unique moment in this crisis. And the cost of inaction is high, the cost of inaction is high, and it's growing every day. The crisis itself is accelerating. 900,000 more Americans filed unemployment for unemployment insurance, and this week alone. 30 million Americans don't have enough food to eat this week, and interest rates are at historic lows, and the return on smart investments in the economy have never been higher. And it's not just me saying this. As I said, it's a consensus among the vast majority of leading economists in the country, as I said, left, right, and center, including advisors to former President Trump and George W. Bush. And so I've been meeting all morning with other folks as well. The notion here is we have to act now. There's no time for any delay. And so we could end up with 4 million fewer jobs this year, according to Moody's, a Wall Street firm, and it could take a year longer to return to full employment if we don't act and don't act now. We could see an entire cohort of kids with a lower lifetime earnings because they're deprived of another semester of school. Millions of parents, and maybe some of you, millions of parents are, particularly moms, are forced to stay home, reducing the family wages, and if they're a single wage earner, it's really difficult, and future job prospects that they have no choice but to stay home and take care of their children. Millions of people are out of work, unemployed. Future millions are held back for no good reason other than our failure to act. So the choice couldn't be clearer. We have learned from past crises the risk is not doing too much, the risk is not doing enough. And this is the time to act now. I've asked Secretary Yellen, who's been leading this effort, to come in and we're going to go into some detail among ourselves, but I think she has a statement to make as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Well, there is a huge amount of pain in our economy right now, and it was evident in the data released yesterday. Over 1 million people applied for unemployment insurance last week, and that's far more than in the worst week of the Great Recession. And economists agree that if there's not more help, many more people will lose their small businesses, the roofs over their heads, and the ability to feed their families. And we need to help those people before the virus is brought under control. The President's American Rescue Plan will help millions of people make it to the other side of this pandemic. And it will also make some smart investments to get our economy back on track. I want to emphasize the President is absolutely right. The price of doing nothing is much higher than the price of doing something, and doing something big. We need to act now, and the benefits of acting now and acting big will far outweigh the costs in the long run.
Okay, so President Biden and the new Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, are once again reinforcing the narrative that they need to act fast now to reduce the damage to the US economy over the long term. Now, Democrats do have the edge in terms of number of votes, and they've already rejected a Republican pitch last week to split the rescue package into smaller sections, which could be a sign that they're prepared to move forward without Republican support. And actually, this has been reinforced by Pelosi and Schumer, who have already begun laying the groundwork in the form of a draft budget reconciliation bill, which would reduce the number of votes that are needed to pass to 51, as opposed to the 60 votes that are typically needed to pass legislation. So this is a clear sign that Democrats are sidestepping the Republican Party to get as much of that $1.9 trillion bill passed as quickly as possible. As Schumer has previously said, they expect the bill to pass by March, which is when many of the benefits from the previous package run out. So we are due to hear again from Joe Biden in a speech later today, but the main topic of focus there will be on foreign policy. But no doubt we'll hear a lot more about stimulus this week and throughout this month, so I'm sure we'll be back on that subject again soon on this channel. But until then, leave your thoughts in the comment section and let me know what markets you're following, what ones you're looking at this week, what you have been following. Is it GameStop? Is it? And also, please do hit that like button. Take care. Thank you for watching.